So I'm trying my best to cover.
Good morning. We're live with the Cisco Global Independent Business Owner Network Marketing Training number 122, and we are listening to Ms. Claudia Efert talk to us about some Facebook that we talked about we were going to be looking at today. So I just want to put this screen share up real quick for a quick moment here.
My expression, but I just was on a seminar with George Belford in Berlin, and he had all those kind of words. Somehow it must, I don't know.
But the subconscious.
Okay.
Yes, I guess. So,
something's not working here.
Of course, today all you need is a smartphone to connect with basically 1.4 billion people all around the world through Facebook. I love to work with Facebook. There are people who love to work with LinkedIn. There are people who like to work with Twitter. There are people who like to work with all kinds of. So you got to be, on a few of them. And I start out with Facebook. We want to teach also LinkedIn. We want to teach also the others. But right now we want to really work on Facebook, okay? Because simply it's just huge. So you really can connect with perfect prospects anytime and anywhere. It doesn't matter if they're in Sydney, Shanghai, Moscow, or in New York. You can really do it 24 hours. And when you look at the 5 reasons people actually do create Facebook pages, is, well, first and foremost, because of dating, friendship. They may want to look for some old friendships. They just maybe moved somewhere else and they don't know where they live anymore. So they're looking for those friendships. Or they want to make new friendships. They want to maybe travel somewhere to India and maybe they're connecting with some people in India. Networking, of course, that's what we do.
So I just wanted to put that up there for a quick second to give you guys a little, a little teaser there of what the Facebook video is like. It's Claudia is basically the trainer for the Facebook training. She has a little bit of an accent, can be a little bit difficult to understand once in a while. For the most part, it's actually kind of entertaining, I think, listening to her voice. So it's kind of fun. But, she goes through that first video here, starting out. A very interesting stat that TB put up there that before when he introduced Claudia, saying that 1.3 billion people are on Facebook daily, which is more than what the world population was, just not too long ago. That's incredibly huge. So, you can obviously see what the power is there. So, just want to say good morning to John, who's going to kind of give us some more insight on the Facebook trainings, and Mrs. Claudia Efert and the power behind what we can do with the internet and network marketing, combining 2 of the biggest things on the planet to create something massively huge. Good morning, John.
Hello, Paul, and happy Friday. Yes, good morning. You did point out that Claudia has that accent. For me, it's not too hard to understand her. I grew up on Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, so I love the accent. It totally can get every word of it. Claudia is a fantastic person as well. Paul and I and another member of our downline, or my downline, had joined us for a one-on-one session with Claudia, which what's so awesome about this business is that she is one of the lead trainers that you heard her voice there when Paul gave you a little piece of that training introduction to Facebook video. And she is committed. Every time a new person signs up, someone at the top gives you a call to congratulate you on getting your new prospect, and then schedules to sit down, or in this case, she was over in, I believe, Zurich when we spoke with her, if I'm not mistaken. And am I wrong, Paul? Or somewhere across the big pond, as they say.
Yeah.
And to do a one-on-one with us, that was pretty cool. But what we're really here to talk about is the fact that it's Freedom Facebook Friday. I see Paul's drinking his morning shake. I'm very jealous. I woke up a little bit late, Paul. Didn't have a chance to put together my breakfast.
It's very bland today for some reason. I don't know what went wrong. It doesn't seem to have any flavor.
Huh. I dislike when that happens.
Yeah.
Anyways, so a little bit of insight there is Paul pointed out, Facebook, very powerful, mainly because everybody's on Facebook. And I want to continue on a little bit about from where Claudia left off in the introduction video there, where she was talking about reasons why people create a Facebook page. You know, mainly it's about relationships, whether they're looking for dating, maintaining relationships they currently have with friends. My intention when I first joined, which is totally changed, given the knowledge I have about the business opportunities here, which we'll get in a minute, is I joined just to stay connected with friends and family. A lot of people now have utilized it for networking, meeting new people, not just for dating purposes or staying in touch with people they know, but to make business connections, also to do sales. And one of the things, I know there was another little icon she had up there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but another reason people are on there.
They were dating, friendship, networking, relationships, and sales.
Okay, I pretty much covered all that. Okay. And now I just want to throw in a piece, and this is maybe jumping ahead just a touch, but when it comes to sales, do not expect to close sales strictly with Facebook. Facebook really is when you're using it as a way to produce sales, you have to realize that what you're actually doing is filling a pipeline of people with potential interest in what you have to sell. You're not going to really close them on Facebook. You're going to have to make some sort of a connection, which we'll get into how you do that here. I don't even know if we'll make it that far today, quite honestly, because there's a lot of little groundwork to understand about Facebook. But you don't want to create a page that looks real salesy. You don't want to straight up post things that are directly advertising your product or service. It's not to say that you don't kind of sprinkle in that into your posts on occasion, but for the most part, you want to close sales and do business without appearing that you're attempting to close sales and do business. You're here to build relationships. That's really what's effective about Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, look at the 5 things that people go to Facebook for. I mean, dating, okay? If you're looking for dating things, you're not wanting to be sold anything, right? Unless you're looking for hookers, all right? Friends, okay? If you're here on Facebook to find friends and to converse with your friends and stay in touch with your friends, you don't want to be sold anything by your friends, right? So if you're here for networking, that's a little, there's a little bit of wiggle room there, but within networking, if you're doing networking right, you're not out there trying to sell people at a networking event. You're really just trying to make a connection at a networking event and figure out a way, offer a way that you can help somebody else and have that relationship eventually turn into a sale later on down the road. And relationships, same thing in relationships. You're not looking for anything to be sold on anything. So when it comes to sales on Facebook, nobody here wants to be sold. So you got to keep that in mind. You're not here to sell people. You're here to build relationships and introduce, like John says, with a little sprinkling here and there of what it is that you do, how you're doing it, a little exciting piece about how you just closed a deal today or whatever the case might be. But the objective is not, hey, here's Bonami. Buy Bonami today for $3.99 on my website, and you're going to save $5 a bottle. You know what I mean? That's not the way to approach this.
Yeah, not at all. And I think it's important that that's clear. In fact, that kind of will lose you if you overdo it. That could lose you potential prospects or potential connections, because in a social media realm, people are a little bit turned off by that. Actually, coincidentally, I'm sorry, I just had a big bottle of water right before this thing started, and it's starting to be like bloop, 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 coming up on me. So I apologize. Like I said, I woke up maybe very shortly before this hangout started. Anyways, I'll get right back into what I was saying. People don't want to feel that they're being sold really on Facebook. It's really a social networking arena that can be effective for our purposes here. But the point I want to make is about creating a page that's not too salesy, is because you don't want people visiting you or checking out your posts feeling they're being sold something. One of the most effective things to do, they say, is basically just spread information or stories about what you do in more of a, I guess, a roundabout, indirect sort of a way. And one of the things too, interestingly enough, is that because Facebook is actually, it's been figured out by many businesses and advertisers how to monetize Facebook. Actually, Facebook is losing its popularity with a lot of the younger people now, apparently, because old people use it now. It's kind of funny to hear that old people use Facebook now. I mean, old people use Facebook now. Yeah, true. But we're talking about Facebook can't be more than 10 years old, can it? I mean, I'm not even quite sure when it started. But
I don't think it's necessarily because of the age. I think it's just necessarily because of the popularity, and the younger people are just like, hey, I can't be posting my cool shit on Facebook because mom and dad might see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That could be it. But there's other social media networks and sites available that we could do. You could do a similar approach to. Facebook, just like as Paul pointed out, happens to be the largest medium for social networking, 1.3 billion users. I mean, that's quite a few people. If you can capture, you can't even friend 1% of that. Imagine doing a marketing campaign to attract just 1% of 1.3 billion people into your business. That's a large number. What is 1% of 1.3 billion?
I'll take whatever, $1 from each.
Yeah.
That's enough for me. That's how much it is.
So, and yeah, any other thoughts about anything we've been discussing here so far?
Well, yeah, the whole thing, like we were talking about here, the big thing about Facebook is you're not here to try to sell. You got to keep that in your mind. And what you really, like John started to touch on there, is with your posts and on your page and things like that, you really just want to be offering information. I mean, you're going to find people. You want to sort of think about how can you sort of like gather a crowd around what you're talking about on your Facebook. And you do that by just offering information, offering up some specific facts about a certain thing, or offering up, a certain, how-to on something, or just, some inspirational posts, things like that. Another thing that you want to always try to do here on Facebook too is to be entertaining, because you know what? You think people in today's world have a short span of attention? Wait till you get them on Facebook. That span of attention is about like 3 seconds. If you don't grab their attention in the first 3 seconds, see ya, next. You've got like the snap of a finger to get somebody's attention. So you got to think very creatively, you got to be very entertaining. You got to be very attention grabbing, and then and not be salesy at the same time. And then just like we talk about here, just offering people information is what people are looking for here on Facebook nowadays. I mean, it's called the news feed on there. I mean, people go to Facebook actually, instead of watching TV and getting, stuff off the news, they go to Facebook for their news, so information is what people are here for. And if you are somebody who's offering a specific type of information, then obviously you'll start gathering people who are interested in that sort of information. And these will be the people who start following you and friending you and sharing your posts and doing all those things. And through this, building up of sort of like-minded people that are interested in what it is that you're talking about, that's where you're going to sort of get the transformation from somebody who's just there looking at your stuff to somebody who's going to see one of your posts one day where you just might happen to throw out, hey, today we happen to be running this great special. I mean, and it's taken off huge this morning. Something like that. Doesn't really say go buy my stuff. You're just saying, hey, this is what I'm doing today, and it happens to be going big. And maybe out of all this following that you've built up, you start getting some people to go over there and see what it is that you're actually doing. And the next thing you know, boom, you've converted a couple of sales. So that's sort of how the process, the manifestation of a Facebook sale comes about, is basically just by trying to build a following first, by offering information and getting a group of people that, check you out regularly because they like what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. As we wrap up out of time here, one thing I would suggest is that to kind of get into what we're going to be going over here in the next few weeks, there's one step that you're going to have to take if you haven't done that already, and besides watching Claudia's videos, because that's what we're going to be discussing here each week, going over some of the things in the videos, is you're going to need to create yourself a Facebook profile. Very simple. And here's a couple tips to doing so. Oh, sorry. Allergy season right now is killing me too. Anyways, oh man, I apologize. Nose is so itchy. I got to not rub it. Sorry, Paul. Anyways, is you're going to create a Facebook page, and you kind of want to give it a professional look. If you're using it for business networking and attracting the kind of people that we're going to want to be attracting to our page, and we'll get into how that's done as we develop and go through the Hangouts the next couple of weeks, you're going to want to have kind of it could be fun, but, you're not going to want to post things about marijuana smoking and, sex and, things like that. If you're using it to attract professional type people like we're going to get into here, that are going to want to take you seriously and buy something that you have, which is a membership to Swiss Gold Global. And remember, it's not going to happen overnight. Build a page, use, good, attractive, well-groomed pictures of yourself. I like to put a lot of stuff about my family. I'm a very family-oriented person, and I believe a big part of people's why is their kids, their wives, their family. They're doing this for their family. Extra money, extra time to spend with their family. So I keep my Facebook page, has a lot of stuff on there about entrepreneurship, just posts of my adventures with my kids at the park, pictures of me doing, I think, positive things. Like I like to go hiking here in Phoenix. So every once in a while, I'll post a picture of myself at the top of the highest peak with the city of Phoenix sprawled out behind me with comments about conquering the real estate market or something like that. And I've used Facebook now to attract people in real estate, and it's actually worked. I've got well over 1,000 friends, and more than 90% of them are somehow, I've not even met them face to face, but we're somehow connected in the regards that we're both interested in entrepreneurship, real estate, passive streams of income, Robert Kiyosaki, Napoleon Hill. We have similar interests when it comes to self-development, business, and networking. And I've designed my page to kind of reflect that. And that's what I'm suggesting, is that if you haven't created a page, go in there and do it. And if you are a Swiss Gold Global affiliate, right now, don't put anything about Swiss Gold Global or network marketing or any direct relationship to what it is we actually are doing here on your Facebook page. And there's a reason for that. And maybe Paul can touch on that, because I'm going to throw this back to him for his final thoughts. But like I said, you need to create yourself a Facebook page, make it clean and kind of professional. Leave the goofy pics in the comments about marijuana and getting drunk at night and a lot of the crap that you see out there, and being overly sexual. Leave that stuff to the side. We're trying to build a professional image for ourselves focused on family and entrepreneurship could still be fun, but keep those kind of things in mind. But don't post or start making direct mention on your site here about Swiss Gold Global until you understand the whole, I guess, context of what we're trying to achieve here with using Facebook.
Yeah, well, the number one thing about that is what you said there, as far as not putting those specific things on your page, that this is a Swiss Gold Global site or whatever. First of all, obviously, it's not something that the company wants you doing, but secondarily, you're not selling at any point in time. Are you ever selling your product or service? What you sell throughout your entire lifetime is this right here. You're selling you, okay? And Facebook is especially where you are selling you. You're selling yourself. So you're putting things out there about you, about yourself, that other people can see, relate to you as a person, relate to you as an entrepreneur, as like I talked about, building a following of people that are interested in the things that you are interested in. So they want to know about you. They don't care about your product. They don't care about your service. If your Facebook page says anything about your business or what you do or what that is, as soon as somebody clicks onto your page or gets a link or whatever, and they see who you are, they're out of there like that. This guy's just, I don't want anything to do with this guy.
He's a network marketer. I don't want to deal with that.
Exactly. So that's exactly why you don't want any of that stuff on there. Now, I do slightly disagree with John on one thing about, now not, massively all the time, but every now and then, if you can put a funny twist on something, I don't care if it's about marijuana or sex or, whatever it is, but if you can have something that has a funny twist to it, because everybody likes to be entertained on Facebook as well too. So if there's something that you can put out there every once in a while, not every day, not that this is what you build your page around, but hey, if you want to throw something funny in there that has to do that's sexual or marijuana-ish or whatever it is that you want to talk, cars or who cares, whatever it is. But if you can put something, anything that's funny is huge in any social media. That's what people are spending most of their time on social media for, is to be entertained in some way, shape, or form with either humor or information. That's it. So if you can put something funny out there, who cares what it's related to? Makes no difference. As long as you can somehow within that put a little twist towards what it is that you're about. That's all. And then other than that, I mean, we've covered some pretty good ground here this morning on just the basics of how you want to basically be interacting on Facebook with others in, and the purpose of what your Facebook is in starting to work towards building your network marketing organization through Facebook. So, I mean, these are just some of the basic groundwork sort of foundational things that you just want to keep in mind as you're starting to work, in this direction. And so that's basically kind of what we covered here today. So with that, I'll let you say the prayer, John, unless you got a final word to add, and we're out of here.
Well, I'm glad, I don't think we actually disagree, Paul, because I think it's okay to definitely, like I said, you want to be funny and entertaining. Where I was referring to not building your page around those type of topics is, there's actually, Paul and I know a fellow entrepreneur that posts constantly about marijuana and posts and tags people in these posts. And, it's just, it kind of seems, the way he presents it is very, in my opinion, very juvenile and unprofessional, and kind of gives him a bad image. So don't build, like Paul said, don't build your Facebook page around those things. But you know what? But definitely want to sprinkle in tidbits of entertainment and humor, because that's what is alluring and attracting to people. I do want to just clarify that you do want to kind of keep professional. So we're out of here. And, universe, I ask not for more wisdom, but for more riches with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth through the power to control and direct my own mind to build a social media empire. So with that, everybody, go have a great weekend. We'll see you back Monday.
All right. Out of here, Ryan. Oops, wait. I should probably stop the